All right, I'm not looking good making video here in the plaza. I just lost my bunny friend, my bunny buddy. He just died on my arms. I'm not trying to be a drama queen here, but you know, we all go through the phases where we lose somebody, a loved one, and I don't have a difference between losing a human or losing a you loving animal, because we are, first of all, we are all animals. Second of all, we are all want to be loved, need to be loved, and it's good to love somebody and when somebody loves you. But when your pets, I don't like name pets, when your animal companions live with you and they give you certain unconditional love, regardless of what mood you are in, regardless of how much you have, how much money you have, regardless of if you're famous or not, you know, that's big. My buddy Max, who died not too long ago, when I wake up in the morning, he would come to me and lick my face along with his little female partner, girlfriend. They come to me almost every morning if I sleep in one of the bedrooms with them. They jump on me and they kiss me and they kiss my face like, good morning, wake up, let's play, you know. He was just under 2 years old. I adopted him a year ago for my other rescued bunnies because all my animals are rescued. So what I was gonna say is, I don't know, it just, I feel like I have a very strong urge to, sorry, I'm just like, I can't see anything because my face is all wet. I hope you guys don't mind me crying. So what I was gonna say, you know, I've been vegan for 5 years, and like, please don't say, oh my god, she's gonna talk about veganism. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about being vegan and looking at my buddy eyes when he was dying, looking in his very eyes, having the eye contact. He didn't want to die. He was looking at me and he's like, can you help me? Can you do something? And I already almost at $2,000. That doesn't matter, you know. Even eventually, if I'm gonna go broke financially, I'm never gonna give up on my animals, on my kids, on my anybody who I love. So that's me. But looking at his very eyes, he was begging me to help, and I put a YouTube prayer because I think I was going a little crazy because of, you know, I'm very emotional, right? And when somebody suffers, especially close to me, I get all this suffering and I feel it inside out. So looking in his very eyes, I thought for a moment that you know, there's so many animals like this guy. He was loved, like very well loved, very well taken care of, you know. I don't know the reason he died. He had severe diarrhea in today and yesterday. Vets still have no clue what happened, but despite that, he was loved. He had a girlfriend, he had a place to live, good food, clean environment. I clean twice, sometimes more than twice a day, to keep them nice and clean. They never been caged. He was going on the leash outside every summer. It was his second summer. So I'm just trying to collect my thoughts. I just thought about all these animals that are getting slaughtered, healthy, young. They're babies. When the animals go to the slaughter, they're babies. They're under a year. Some of them 4, 5, 6 months old. They're babies. You know, baby cows, baby chickens, baby piglets. They just look big because they're injecting them with steroids and hormones and all that crap. So gonna be more meat for people. you know. But I thought again that, looking at the animal eyes, and every animal that knows whether they're gonna die by somebody taking their life, or they die because of the, sickness, disease, natural cause, whatever. My guy had, I don't know, we still have to find out. Nobody wants to die. And if you guys believe in a humane death, like today Vet was begging me to euthanize him. She's like, he's suffering. I'm like, listen, would you like to be euthanized if you're suffering? She didn't answer. So I would like to be euthanized if I suffer. I'm not saying we have to suffer all through the life, but it's a natural soul experience and soul, I believe, development. When we go to the higher realm, it's a part of our soul before it transitions. The physical body goes through some sort of discomfort, pain, and of course it's a very, probably, if you're not ready, it's a very terrifying moment, scary moment, when you realize that there is no way back and your soul just departing. That ball of light, ball of energy. When I'm ready to leave, I don't want to be euthanized. In Europe and Holland, I know they practicing that, euthanasia for people. I think with people with cancer and stuff. Regardless of that, I wouldn't want that. It's just me. It have nothing to do with the religions, have to do with my spiritual belief that every soul came here for a certain purpose, and every soul has to depart on its own time, in its own frame and condition, and we shouldn't speed up that process. I think we shouldn't speed up that process. So to those of you who still believe that God created animals for us to eat, please reconsider that. Because, I'm kind of going off topic, but I studied Bible for several years. I was a Jehovah's Witness a while ago. I was 16 and 18. And one thing in the Bible, it's so book of contradiction, I think. A contradiction, right? One thing I tell you, that there is a lot of passages and phrases and pages where God talks about how much He loves His animals, and in Genesis where God created man and woman. The animals were not for food. Remember, the animals were friends, companions. They were there so the Adam and Eve can play with them, learn from them. There's a lot to learn from animals: compassion, unconditional loving, patience. There's so much, seriously. Like, even from my bunnies, people think bunnies are stupid. Like, no, they're not. They're just different. It's like a child 5-year-old and child 3-year-old. Who's better? No, because they're at a different stage. So animals at a different stage. They're in different realm and frequency, right? From dogs to, dogs are dogs, cats are cats, bunnies are prey animals, so they behave differently, right? They are not gonna be like dogs, but that doesn't mean they're gonna be less loving. Just like cats or even birds, right? They can be very affectionate if you're willing to look for that. So back to the Bible, to Genesis, right? And when they, Adam and Eve, whatever, they made it, or whatever, God made them, devil made them, I don't know. It's a very confusing book, to me at least, and I read it multiple times, back to back. So once Adam and Eve became so knowledgeable from the tree of knowledge, for some reason, animals became food and clothes and items, goods, right? Collaterals nowadays. Profit. Is it wrong or right? It's up to you to decide. It's up to your conscious level and to your, I guess, level of vibration and level of frequency. To me, it's wrong. I wasn't born vegan. In fact, I was eating meat back home in Russia. A lot of meat, a lot of, animals. I ate, never killed. Well, I did fish, so I did kill, I guess, right? But once you become a vegan, and it's not this video is not about being vegan again, but it's relevant for me, at least. Once you become that, not because of a dietary choice, not because of health, not because of anything, just for animals, because I became ethical vegan for animals, and there's still lots to learn on the way. What I realized in a few years after I became completely vegan means, of course, no dairy, no eggs, of course, no fish, no any kind of animal product, of course, right? Then I stopped wearing leather, of course. I stopped wearing fur. I don't think I have any wool at this moment. So all I'm saying, I felt as my vibration, we call that vibration, I guess, I call that vibration, start to rise. It's amazing how I can go through the park and the birds are singing, and it's almost like I understand them without smoking any pot, without drinking anything. Just like I understand what they mean. I can feel them. I really don't know how to explain. It's hard to explain when you're not there. To people when they're not there. I mean, I feel air. I feel water. I feel energy from everything. I feel grass. I feel plants. I feel animals when they look at me, like when the dog is passing by with his human friend. What I usually see, they're looking in my eyes, straight in my eyes, and I feel connected. I feel strongly connected to every non-human animal. Yeah, and so today, just less than half an hour ago, my bunny baby, my loving companion, passed away. I'm trying not to cry because, if you're a spiritual being, so I'm spiritual, right? Shouldn't cry, but it's still very, very hard to believe that when I get home, he's not gonna be jumping on me in the morning anymore. Maybe by his soul, by his spirit, but not physically, right? And I have to show him to his girlfriend, to his maid. So she's gonna say goodbye before I bury his body. I just hope so much that the animal souls transition to the better world, to much kinder world than we live here, where we kill animals for profit, where we don't look at them like as another beings that coexist with us, and we should and must coexist with them and respect them. We shouldn't treat chickens because we think they're not smart enough and we should kill them. We shouldn't kill pigs because we think they're dirty and nasty and stupider than us or not as smart as us, and we should kill them. Like there's much better way to treat animals. If you don't like them, just don't touch them. You don't like them, don't get them. So then some people are like, most of my animals have been abandoned, so that's how I rescue them, and some of them I found in the park because people just left them there. I'm talking about bunnies, right? So it's crazy, right? I don't know when humankind, I don't know why we called kind, because we are very unkind, not only to each other, but we are very unkind to the animal kingdom. You hear animal kingdom, right? So they're kings and queens also there, right? And they deserve to live, they deserve to thrive, they deserve to love one another, they deserve to have children. They don't deserve to be raped like they do it for the dairy industry. They don't deserve to be slaughtered at age of 6 months like a lot of pigs do. They don't deserve to be enslaved for a year or two when they lay eggs, and when they literally their reproductive organs are bulging out, coming out, and then they slaughter them because they start to produce less eggs than they're supposed to. In the time of this pandemic, I think all of us, we should reconsider our ways, our sole purpose, our intentions, because we didn't come here to eat animals. In fact, we didn't come here to eat, poop, reproduce, go to work, pay bills. I don't think so. We came here for much higher purpose, and not just some of us, all of us. And as I study more about, anyway, reincarnation and soul purpose, there's an interesting thing to be human in this life, in this time and space. We have to honor it, and we probably did something incredible. So in this reincarnation, we are humans. We're not, other animals that treated badly, right? And for some people, for most of the people, in fact, they are not appreciate what they have, because as a human, you can do incredible things. You can build something good for others. You can rescue and save animals, people. You can create some incredible projects that will be beneficial for this planet and for these people. And yet we produce plastic. We produce so much carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. We produce slaughterhouses and farms where we highly abuse those animals, and we tell everybody that God gave them. God told us. No, it's wrong. The answer is wrong. We took that privilege to be their guardians, right? To be their companions. We abuse that. It's almost like a bad man and woman relationship, when a woman thinks she's supposed to get beaten because the husband's supposed to love her. That's why he beat her. That's why he beat the shit out of her, right? And then eventually he slaughters her because he loved her so much. He just got carried away. That's what reminds me of human-animal relationship. And then the very few of us who actually love animals as pets, call them pets, right? They, for some reason, only see a living being, a beautiful living being in the face of their pets, as dogs, favorite dogs, parrots, cats, hamsters, guinea pigs, bunnies. But for some reason, they still think it's okay to butcher and eat the cow. I'm not saying that they personally butchered, but go to the store and buy their ribs, or buy their body parts, right? Last time I was at the grocery store a few days ago, before my bunny got sick, because my acting is on hold right now, so there's no acting for me, no film industry, nothing. Especially for people like me, I'm not like a big celebrity, so hell it does, right? Anyway, so I was at the meat section, or I called it animal corpse section, and I had to buy a lot of those corpses for some of my clients, because I shop for people and I bring grocery to their house. Very small money, but at least something. I can sit home and do nothing, and picking up my nose and think about all these horrible things what the government is trying to do to us. And I had a breakdown, right? I was touching body parts of, I think, a cow, a pig, and then I remembered the faces when I did a couple of videos, or they call that bear witness, when vegan activists go to the slaughterhouse, not inside obviously, but nearby, and we stand by the trucks when they're passing by. Literally, the truck drivers give us 2 minutes. It's kind of an agreement that been done some time ago. And what we do, we give a last piece of, not hope, because there's no hope they're gonna be killed in 10 to 15 minutes to half an hour, watching each other getting killed, by the way, right? Watching the blood puddles and stuff. And we just give them a last piece of little bit of love that they never had. And if you see the eyes of those animals, of the pigs, baby pigs, of the baby cows that be torn away from their mothers from the day one they born, I just don't understand why. I don't understand why there's so much pain and death and horror we have to produce. And so when I pick up that cold grocery for people, I broke down because I was holding that piece of meat, the dead flesh, and I was thinking maybe it's that little calf that I said goodbye a few days ago, a week ago, or maybe it's that the same pig that I saw going to the slaughter, and he was looking at me and trying to figure out, maybe I'm the last hope, maybe this human is nice, and maybe this human is gonna save me. By the way, on that event, I just want to spread very important information. It just popped in my head. On June 19th, one of our vegan activists died under the slaughter truck that was bringing many baby pigs to be slaughtered at the Burlington. That's not far from Toronto. That's literally like 20-30 kilometers from Toronto. There's a big slaughterhouse called Fairman. A Fairman very fairly kills animals. And so, yeah, just like as usual, the activists were taking pictures, videos to disseminate later on, to share it among the people, try to shake the people, wake them up from this deadly sleep that people have. You know, they sleep like zombies, right? They eat like zombies, they sleep like zombies, you know. And anyway, so she was as usual by the truck. I guess she was, I wasn't there. Thanks God I wasn't there, because I don't know what I would do to the driver, literally. So usually one person or couple of people standing by the truck and we holding sign, this means vegan or peace. Then the rest of the people taking pictures, the touching faces of animals that just about to die. And that's it. I mean, for some of you, like, why would you do that? They're gonna be slaughtered. Well, you know, this lady who died on that day, on the June 19th, 2020, she said that maybe what I'm doing, it does nothing, right? It doesn't change anything, but to do nothing, I know it's even worse. As brilliantly said, it's even worse. To do nothing is worse. So anyway, the truck driver, regardless of seeing her there, and she was there, she was just about to move from the truck after the 2 minutes was up. He not only ran her over, he smashed her under his wheels, you know, heavy trailer truck, right? Carrying baby pigs to slaughter. He killed a woman, woman activist, vegan activist, and he dragged her 50 feet. 50 freaking feet. And the only reason he stopped is because security guy asked him to stop. Blood was everywhere, and some vegan activists, the lady screamed. By the way, the lady named Regan Russell. Regan Russell, she's on my Facebook, and her memory I put her picture with the pig. So all this, you know, all what happened in the world is wrong. It's really wrong. It's wrong, it's bad, and if you guys not gonna wake up with the rest of us, I'm not saying vegans are saint, but at least we see the way things are. We don't shut our eyes and we don't turn around from reality, and we face the reality and we spread the truth. Because if you don't know the truth, how you can change it, how you can change this evil world to be a better world, how you can change people from thinking that animals are here to be eaten, killed, to be tested on, to wear, to slaughter, to treat them like dirt, to the point where you see an animal as somebody equal to you. Maybe animals don't use computer, but they don't need to. They don't use internet. They don't need to. They don't use cell phone. They don't need to, you know. Whales and dolphins, they have a frequency. They communicate. Birds as well. Many animals too. One of my animal was sick a few years back, and she was back home in Russia with my mom. It's a cat. She's, thanks God, alive and everything is good. And I've been calling my mom asking what's going on, because I had her in a dream night after night after night, and my mom traveled and she gave this cat to somebody else. So eventually I sent one of my friends all the way to Russia. She scooped my cat, and guess what? My cat had a tumor. So she took my cat to the hospital. I sent the money, you know. The tumor was removed, thanks God. It wasn't cancer. It was just ingrowing, like fibroma or something. It big on her neck. But you know how cool animals are, right? She sent me a message right here. You know, so I don't need to charge or plug or looking if the battery is low. I mean, right now my battery is pretty low because my companion died, one of my companions, right? But otherwise, you know, it's like that's how they communicate. The only thing is sometimes we're so blocked all over and we so think about ourselves that we're superior, that we're better. You know, it's like whites thinks they're better than blacks, or whatever caste in India think that, you know, the lighter skin better than darker skin, you know, or like Americans, they think they're better than Russians or Europeans, you know, or like Americans think they're smarter than Mexicans, or, you know, here in North America they think they have rights to take the land of Aboriginal people and shove them in, you know, the corner of the earth where the water is not treated, is not clean, you know, like it's all comes from sexism, racism, speciesism, right? Is when you think one species is better than another, when you think your dog deserves love but the pigs and cows deserve to be slaughtered and be on your table. Simple, right? When you think your parrot is loving and smart and all that stuff, but you know, chicken and and duck or turkey that people slaughter for religious, they call that God celebrations, holy celebrations, they slaughter and they eat corpse. You know, so until we realize that all is wrong, you're never gonna move forward. You're always gonna be struggle. People gonna kill people. Government will be pushing us to the deep hole, and that's what they're doing right now with the COVID-19. So I just want to end on, I don't want to end on a drama note. I want to end on a good note, positive note, that, you know, since I just saw the passage or the departure of my companion Bunny, who died on my arms, I felt the presence of his soul. You know, it's incredible. It's an incredible experience, actually. It's very sad, very hard, but it's incredible experience. And if you more or less, like, you know, intuitive and more or less on a high vibration, you realize it's good. He had his, I mean, it's not, but you know, he had what he had, right? And he chose his time. It's funny that he waited for me, because the vet, when she called me, she said, he probably not gonna make it until you come. Can we euthanize him? I said nope. So when I came, he raised his head and he had all the power just to come to me. You know, he snuggled with me, and it was just amazing experience. The last half an hour I had with him, it was pretty incredible. So, you know, I'm gonna put my sunglasses because too much wetness here. Right, so try to raise your vibrations, because this planet eventually is gonna raise her vibrations. This planet Gaia is alive, and it cannot take any more pain and suffering of other living beings beside humans. Yeah, it can't take any more pain and wars and fight between people and all this bullshit we produce, you know. And that's how we so much pressuring our life and freedom, and how we never realize until probably now how precious our freedom and our liberty are, right? We never think how animals suffer year by year sitting in their own feces at the dairy farms, or at the meat farms, or at the fur farms, where they literally soaking in their own shit, waiting to be slaughtered in tiny, teeny, dark cages, no sunlight, no fresh air. They will never see fresh air. Well, I mean, only the time when they get slaughtered. Some of them will never. Reconsider your lifestyle, reconsider what you call food, because some food may had face, may had very miserable life, may had soul that left his body. And the faster we realize, the faster we help ourselves, our children, our loved ones, everybody, to raise our vibration and hopefully to have that, you know, leap, vibrational leap to much better place from where we are right now. I'm not saying to another planet, no, right here on this planet. All right, thanks for watching. Sorry for all this sadness. I didn't want to bring drama. I just, you know, my bunny death is really kind of it was very holistic. I mean, I don't know if you can call that, but it's very I felt very much catharsis, right? Like cleansing, and I feel very much of saying what I just said. Okay, urge to say. All right, let's be peace and harmony with you, and let's hope we all gonna elevate our spirits, our souls, and see other beings, our souls, not as piece of meat, as souls, not as piece of cloth to wear, as souls, not a leather or not the object to do the medical testing. All right, that was Alyssa Fish. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments, and see you again.